Donald Trump at one point in this hours-long rally, the point of which was to say the Dems are stealing this election, went off on an odd tangent, and we're gonna try to dissect this together. Here's what he said.
How to run ours. The most unhappy person right now anywhere in the United States is Hillary Clinton, because she's asking the Democrat Party, why the hell didn't you do this for me? True. Why didn't you do it for me? You notice how quiet she's been? I shouldn't have said that, now Tonight Show. But you notice how quiet she's furious because she said, don't forget, I won Michigan by 10,000 votes. We did much better, as I said, this time. Much, much better. But I won Michigan from her by 10,000 votes. I won Wisconsin by a small, I mean, they could have done that one and not get caught. We caught them. We caught them.
Okay, so a few things here. And my main point is not that he's still obsessed with Hillary Clinton literally years later. Yes, that is pathetic. That's not the point, Jason. There's a couple of things here. So either of these should have woken up so many people in the crowd to the con that's going on. But the first one is, I'm in the middle of a multi-month campaign, me and every Republican, to convince you that the Democrats steal elections. They're ruthless. At one point, he said there's nothing they won't do to maintain power. And then he says, hey, remember the last election where like they easily could have stolen it? It was basically super close and they didn't. Ha, those goofs. So which is it? Are they the Skeksis who steal power at every turn? Or as you're citing, in a situation where they easily could have, according to you, they didn't want to. But like, stop making rhetorical points and actually engage with the point you're making. Why didn't they? If they're the people you say they are, if Hillary is the criminal, corrupt person you say, they're literally chanting, lock her up. Why didn't they do this stuff? They're refusing to learn from, like you could have at least blocked out the whole thing, then you wouldn't have to learn. But you're exposing yourself to this thing that you say, that's curious. They didn't steal it. Why? Fill in some of the blanks, free your mind and learn a little bit about the world. They didn't steal the election because they don't steal elections. That's why. Occam's razor in a political environment.
Hillary was at home somewhere in a pantsuit saying that exact same thing. She was like, what? What is happening here? Like, really? All I was doing was at home, chilling, watching Bridgerton on Netflix, and you gotta drag me back into this Trump. Good job. No, but you're right, John. Again, it leans back on what our analysis of the mental acuity of 45. He's not all there. He's not all there. And the lock her up. He just likes to get a rise out of people. And I feel like it's the energy from the crowd is like Superman in the sun. It keeps him going. It gives him life. It gives him power, regardless of the BS that he's spewing. But it's a great. If you're going to make a point like that, at least make a point that circles back to land in your favor versus, as you said, indirectly or more directly exposing the truth.
Yeah. By the way, I love the Superman reference. We're gonna see how many things we can reference in one show. Anyway, okay, so he's obsessed with Hillary. That's the first level, and it's sad. The second level, and maybe the most important, is that he is pointing out to his audience that the Dems don't steal elections, even when he says it would have been easy. But there is a third level, and the third level is in big, bright, shiny letters, projection. He can't imagine not stealing an election if there's a chance that you could. That's the whole thing he's saying is, hey, everybody in the crowd, I think everyone should steal elections. Now let's get back to how this was stolen from me. Like he's admitting that he thinks you should steal elections if you can get away with it in the midst of trying to steal an election that thankfully he hopefully won't be able to get away with. It is so like it's like stopping your like timeshare presentation to make a joke about how bad pyramid schemes are and then going back to trying to sell them the timeshare or something. Why would you do? And it works. He can do it. Like there is no, it is a con that is so thick, so durable that you can point out and joke about the con mid-con to those you're conning, and no one in the crowd was like, oh, wait,
well, right,
I'm out of here. Nobody walked away, nobody was done.
Right, exactly. That I was also going to shade the people that are there chanting, lock her up. Though, I mean, what can we say about them? You know, like they're obviously the truth is in the pudding. Like they're just as bad as he is, and to be proselytized that deeply into the belief of someone, it's believe it or not scary though, because just anyone with some kind of, I would say, common sense, that's just like the lowest, the foundation, the floor, would see and look at that and be like, that doesn't sound right. This isn't the move. But those people in the audience are so devoted to him, and it's just very indicative of how there is an absence of, back to common sense, of his base more times than not, or very consistently. And that in itself is alarming and scary, in addition to what is coming out of his mouth. That freaks me out more than what Trump is saying, because this is just business as usual. This is just, you know, supersizing your order at McDonald's. It's like, okay, that's what we do. This is what he does, you know. But for the people that support him, and there's millions that do unequivocally, unwavering, and very passionately, blindly follow him, those are the ones I'm scared of. Those are the ones I want to watch out for. Those are the ones I keep an eye on, because what does that say about them? You know? And again,
I think you're right. Like he's going to be going away, at least, you know, in terms of political position, but you know, considering his diet and not too much longer entirely. But they're going to be around, like the ever increasing percentage of Americans that are at the very least authoritarians, if not outright supporters of fascism. They're still there, and they're still going to be hungry for a politician who will deliver that for them. So I think you're 100% right there.
And John, them opening, and people openly on social media and in interviews, they're saying, if this doesn't go in the favor of the right or people who support Trump, violence, we'll enact violence. We don't care. Like it's this, you know, gone are the days, I feel, of people being covert about the egregious things that they plan to enact when they don't get what they want. Now people are openly saying, we will hurt people, we will enact a civil war, if you will. That's someone said that, I think in Georgia on on the news. So you're right, like he's gonna go away, but this is just going to embolden and infuriate his base, who now feel like they have nothing to lose since we've lost everything. If they lose.
I think you're right. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.